All right, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Daily Rundown. My name is Roxanne. I'm the executive producer here at WDTV, and with me is our First at 5 producer, Zach Anderson. Zach, happy Friday. We made it through
Yep.
the week. How was your first week producing the 5 and 6 full-time?
I think it's gone pretty well. I mean, we've had some busy days. We've had a lot of crime stories in the last couple of days here in our area. We've also had a lot of great stories from our reporters. So it's really been a fun mix of different stories. Really, I don't want to say fun in a positive way in terms of the crime, but I mean, like, it's been a fun first week to get, in the saddle of being your news producer here at
Yeah.
WDTV. So
I feel like we've had a lot of different kinds of stories that have come in, so a lot of good practice,
yeah.
that you were able to get this first week. And of course, every day is different anyway, so...
And that's kind of the fun of the job. I'm sure you felt that same way when you were the 5 and 6 producer before, that it's always something new every day that you get to
Yes.
experience.
Yes, absolutely. So yeah, happy first week.
Yeah.
Happy Friday. on
Happy
your
Friday
first
to
week.
everyone. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Well, let's just get into our top headlines today. We have a little bit of a slower news day today, but we'll go ahead and cover some of our top headlines that you'll also see later in our evening broadcasts. So first up is a recent sentencing. So this woman, Taylor Jenkins, she was sentenced to over 11 years, specifically 140 months for selling hundreds of grams of methamphetamine, and this is according to the U.S. Attorney's Office. She, according to officials, distributed meth and fentanyl in Harrison County, and during 2 traffic stops, investigators seized more than 800 grams of meth and over 200 grams of fentanyl, as well as 3 firearms and over $6,000 from her vehicle. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that we've actually covered her case before. So
Yep, we previously did.
yes, so we have a little bit more coverage on our website as well about Taylor Jenkins and what she's charged for. Moving on now to something about schools in the area. So something that's been kind of a hot topic recently in the last year or so is charter schools. A lot of other schools have been consolidated. So this doesn't have to do with consolidations of public schools, but it is about charter schools, Zach.
Yeah, has nothing to do with consolidation. It's just some funding coming to local charter schools, one in Clarksburg and one in Morgantown. They're set to receive a combined nearly $2 million in funding from the School Building Authority. It was after a meeting earlier this week that the SBA approved their list of the public charter school projects, and this included a $1.1 million award to Wisdom Academy in Morgantown. And they also have, Wisdom has $200,000 in local funding as well. And they say they plan to purchase a new facility, which is actually a 2-story building adjacent right next to their current school facility. So, good news for that school as well. And then in Clarksburg, more than $860,000 was approved for the Clarksburg Classical Academy. And they're planning to use those funds for, a variety of facility renovation upgrades. They mentioned specifically in our coverage online that this includes everything that they have planned except for the auditorium. They're only doing lighting inside the auditorium, so there's still some upgrades that need to be done there. And, really the scope of this story, Roxanne, it feels like that the discussion was public school funding versus charter school funding.
Yes.
And how that, relates to each other. Well, we were told by Andy Neptune, the executive director for the School Board Authority, that this does not affect public school funding. This was a separate pot made just for charter schools.
Correct. Yes. So I sat down with him just to discuss a little bit more about what's going on with the funding. And he said basically that this funding was approved previously by the legislature specifically for charter schools. So it doesn't have anything to do with public school funding. It's a completely separate, funding batch, I guess, that they have specifically for charter schools. So it's not going to affect that at all. And you can see more of that interview on the 5 o'clock show tonight, where we just break down a little bit more what this funding's used for, how they received it, how they're kind of doling it out. So if you are curious a little bit more to hear from the SBA about specifically what this funding is, then you can watch the 5 o'clock show tonight, and they will have more on there. So moving on now to, so if you guys remember within the last couple of weeks, I don't know if you were at the station at this time when the rolling roadblock went on I-79.
I don't think so. No, I did hear about it from our socials, but
yes. So if you were on I-79, this I think was within the last month or so, where they had a rolling roadblock. Then they were working on a pothole patching, and it affected I-79 traffic for a lot of the day that day. So another one is coming up on Monday Monday, not on I-79, but on US Route 50. So that's like right, the one that goes right through Main Street, Bridgeport.
Still another major highway.
Right. So, and of course, it connects to I-79 there near Bridgeport, but it's going to be on Route 50 eastbound from 4th Street, from the 4th Street Bridge area. Actually, it is US 50 eastbound and westbound. So going both ways. It's going to be from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Monday. So this upcoming Monday on June 29th. They say that it's for the removal of protective shielding and framework from underneath the 4th Street Bridge. So they're doing some bridge construction there.
There's been endless construction on the 4th Street Bridge.
Yes,
so just another,
they've been working on it for a while now.
Yeah.
Then later on Monday, they say a second roadblock will occur on westbound Old Bridgeport Hill toward the 4th Street Bridge. So around that area, both eastbound and westbound. And again, that's supposed to be from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. It says that roadblocks will occur multiple times throughout the day, so I don't know if it's consistently from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. or if it's, when they move.
I wouldn't assume it's like constantly throughout like those 7 hours. I feel like the way they describe it makes it seem like it'll be at increments, like every, so many, every so many minutes, it's not going to be constant. So I'd be interested to see what that's going to turn into, but just be wary if you travel on Route 50.
Definitely plan ahead for that on Monday. And then they also include some alternate routes of travel. So that includes the Joy Street exit and the Chestnut Street exit if you're traveling in the Clarksburg area.
Yeah.
So definitely plan ahead that day if you're going to be driving in that area. Like I said last time, there was a rolling roadblock on I-79. I remember we saw it just outside the station because it was around our area of I-79, and it was blocked for multiple hours. So I think that also had to do with the work they were doing, though.
Right.
So I'm not sure if it's going to be quite as bad this time, but maybe just keep that in mind if you're traveling to or from work or school, or I guess it's not school because it's summertime, but work or anything else you're going to be doing on Monday, to keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Let's go on now to what our reporters are working on today. So Nick is covering a couple of things for us. If you want to tell us a little bit about one of his stories.
Yeah, so one of, Nick's doing two stories today, but one of his stories is about the United Way Day of Action, which is held annually at the United Way of Harrison and Doddridge counties. And with my time I spent on Midday, Roxanne, I was familiar with the United Way, speaking with them once a week,
right.
and
United Way Wednesday.
Yeah,
We still do if you guys are watching our midday show consistently.
Yeah,
we still do United Way Wednesday a lot with Brianne Tawaka. So
yeah, true. So I was familiar with that, and they do this annually. It's just a celebration of the volunteerism, bringing together local companies and volunteers to have a day of service across the community where they go out and serve nonprofit organizations, whatever needs help. These volunteers go out and serve that. Today's was hosted by the United Way of Harrison and Doddridge County, like I said, and there were several projects, I should say, that they worked on. Really, really great to see this. At the Change Initiative, they did yard work. At the Nazareth Farm, they did some farm projects. I mean, we have the whole list coming to you on our website, but at the United Way, they also did some painting, assisted with a breakfast at the Resilience Collaborative. So just lots and lots of great things they're doing in the community. On this list here, I mean, I can keep going down here. There's some more. The Senior Meal in Motion, they painted the dining room and kitchen there. At the Kelly Miller Community Center, they painted an entranceway. And the Humane Society, too, as well.
Yeah, so you can see that list that's up right now. And this also has the volunteer team, so you can see some of the groups who are involved in that as well. So like the Fairmont Federal Credit Union, Antara Resources, Blue and Gold Development, who are the ones who are actually working to do these initiatives. So Nick went out. I'm not sure exactly who he interviewed, what group he was with today, but he'll have more about, that initiative and what work they're doing in the community. So
yeah, very nice.
It's something that we cover a lot. I think we covered, I believe the Tigert Valley United Way already had their day of action earlier this year.
I do believe
if I remember correctly, but I know we cover it like annually when the local ones do it. So it's something that we see, every year, but it's always good to see what they're doing for the community there.
And we've even participated some WDTV.
Yes.
We've had members go out in the community and do some volunteer work. So
yeah. So if you ever see us out there,
maybe someday again.
Right.
Yeah.
But Nick is also covering a very different story. So he was at Tigert Tiger Lake today. So this was part of the American Society of Civil Engineers Civil Engineering Student Championships.
Wow, that's a mouthful.
Yes. So this is around 70 civil engineering student teams from across the country, as well as Canada, China, and India,
Wow.
which were competing this week at Fairmont State University. And that includes 3 society-wide competitions, including concrete canoe, sustainable solutions, and surveying. So today's competition was the concrete canoe competition.
Okay.
So
Okay.
they were at Tiger Lake. A little bit more information about this, about the concrete canoe racing. It's known as America's Cup of Civil Engineering. Concrete Canoe has been their flagship student competition since 1988 and challenges civil engineering students to apply engineering principles, project management, and team building skills to build and race a canoe made of concrete. 25 teams were competing today in the concrete canoe finals, and teams are judged on the races as well as final product, oral presentations, as well as a design paper.
Now, don't judge me on my science knowledge here, but wouldn't concrete sink?
I guess that's the if you design it well, it doesn't sink.
I guess that's the point of
Have
the
you
competition,
seen
I guess,
the,
right?
cardboard canoe races.
Right, I think I've seen those before.
So
yeah,
I think,
yeah.
I mean, obviously cardboard and concrete are very different, but maybe it's kind of similar to that of you have to use a material that you wouldn't normally use to
try to
build
get
this
it to
thing.
float, yeah.
Right. Or it kind of reminded me of the egg drop competitions where you
Right.
have to protect an egg. And,
Like pumpkin drop too, I've seen
right,
those before,
where,
yeah.
the one that survives wins.
Yeah.
So you have to engineer something that makes it so it doesn't crack or whatever. And I think I was telling Nick earlier before he went, or after he came back, that so right now, because I've come from away, I'm on Fairmont State's campus a lot,
Yeah.
because that's where we're performing.
Mhm.
And when I was walking to the show yesterday, I saw them carrying some of these canoes, and it would be 10 people carrying these concrete canoes.
I mean, I'm
because
sure they're heavy.
they're
I mean,
fully concrete.
Yeah.
They're not, obviously they're not light. And so I'm just I have no idea how this is even going to work, because if you need 10 people to carry it to a truck, then how can it float?
how can you put it in the lake and it float?
Right, exactly. It just makes no sense to me.
You'll have to tune in and watch Nick's story, because
Yes.
I'm very interested to see how this even looks. I would love to see his video. I'm sure
know.
you'll see it tonight at 5, but I'd want to see the video of how this is going to look.
I don't think he did, but I really wish that he got in a canoe. And,
Oh, man,
you know
that would
what
have been
I mean?
awesome, yeah.
And was able to experience that, because I'm just so curious. I just have no idea how that even works, or I mean, I think that'd be such a fun competition too.
That would be a really fun thing.
Because I mean, it does just boggle the mind.
Yeah.
So to have to kind of engineer that and be in the finals
Really
of
interesting.
yes, I know. So you can tune in for that story as well.
I can picture some of the students just dropping the canoe, their canoe into the water, and then it just sinking immediately.
Yes, it's sinking to the bottom.
And they're like, oh, well.
Well, and it's regular canoes also will sink if there's water in it.
Yeah,
I guess
of
maybe
course.
not sink all the way, but you know what I mean? So
Start to
if
capsize.
it already is heavy, and if it gets water in it, is it just going to, are there canoes on the bottom of Tiger Lake now because someone capsized? I don't know.
Roxanne, I'm sure there's smarter people than you and
That's
I
true.
that are,
Let
getting
me
theirs
say,
to float right now.
There's a reason that I was an English major. I was not.
I was a journalism major, not an engineering
Right,
major.
exactly. Science and math maybe weren't my strong suit in
Same.
school, so I
Yeah.
guess we'll just leave it to the professionals
Right,
to
right.
figure out how to make concrete float. Well, that's all we have for your top headlines today, but I wanted to mention a couple things for the First at 4, obviously. Onavent's not here today, but just to let you guys know what is going on Holly and Vince's show. So a couple of students were here today showing Holly and Vince their robotics project. So kind of similar to this engineering thing that we were talking about, but it's part of, I believe, the Spark Imagination group. They have a robotics team, so they were showing Holly and Vince some of the robots that they built and how they work, and so
That's really
they'll
neat.
be talking to them today. And then something that I thought would be interesting to discuss on here as well, since we won't be on the First at 4, but
course, yeah.
Word on the Street today, which of course is our daily segment that we ask both on Facebook and our website, is what amusement park ride will you never find yourself on? And I feel like a lot of people have very strong opinions about this.
I think it's either one way or the other. There's people that like love the thrill and
Yeah.
would go on all the roller coasters, all the amusement park rides. I am the exact opposite. I
Yeah.
told Anavan this, I believe in our Tuesday or Wednesday show on the Daily Rundown, that I'm afraid of heights. I'm absolutely scared of heights.
Really?
Ferris wheels, roller coasters, flips and spins. That is not for me. So I would probably skip out on all the amusement
So
park
like
rides.
every single amusement park ride I don't want to go on.
There's maybe some exceptions if it's not too crazy,
Yeah.
but like the ones that take you up in the air, can't do it upside
so-
down, no way.
I'll tell you a couple of stories. One of them I've already told on here, I think, on the Daily Rundown. But one of my like scariest experiences at an amusement park is we were at Six Flags, which I don't know if you've ever been to like a Six Flags.
I've heard of a
but-
Six Flags, yeah.
So we had Six Flags in Colorado, and it was one of those roller coasters where they like strap you in like you kind of like have like backpack straps.
Okay,
you know what
yeah.
I mean, but it's like metal,
Mhm.
but it kind of feels like that, and your feet are dangling.
Oh, okay. I
so
think I've been in one of those. Yeah.
And I had already ridden it earlier in the day, and I thought it was really fun, and so I went on again. This was like for a school trip, and the person who was strapping us in didn't push hard enough on the one on my shoulders, and so it was locked, but it wasn't like secure. Like
Oh,
I had
man.
space between my body and the like mechanism that
Yeah.
locks, and so the entire time I was like holding on for dear life. It was locked, like I said, like I wasn't gonna slip through, but it like kept like feeling like it
oh
was not
my.
locked, and
I can imagine the panic you felt when it first like went up and it was
Right,
loose and
because I didn't realize until the ride like started, and I
Yeah.
was kind of like like I could move back and forth, and I was like,
Oh,
I should
man.
not be able to do this
No.
like, on this roller coaster. So it felt like the longest like 3 minutes or however long it lasted.
Right.
Like I could not tell you because it felt like such a long time because I was just petrified the entire time, like holding.
That's a valid
on.
reaction. Like I would have lost it. I would have lost it.
I don't know how I kept it together, and then afterwards I was like, okay, so we're not doing that again.
Yeah.
Because like that was so scary.
And you're relying on the machines.
Right.
Maybe this is just me overthinking, but you rely on the machines and the people to
To make sure you're
to
safe.
make sure you're safe. So
Right. And again, I think I was safe because
Yeah.
I wasn't like loose enough that I was gonna fall or
Mhm.
like it again, it was locked, but it just was not tight like it was the first time. And
Yeah.
so I was like, I know what it's supposed to feel like, and it doesn't feel like that. And now I'm really scared because I'm on this roller coaster, hundreds of feet in the air, going
Oh, wow.
100 miles an hour. or
yeah.
whatever.
Oh,
So
those rides that shoot you straight up in the air and then
So
drop you.
that
Was that one of
my
those?
other no.
Oh, okay.
It was like like an actual roller
Oh,
coaster.
okay. All right. Well.
But that was my other thing that I was gonna say is the like Tower of Terror, or
yes,
whatever
that's what it's
they're called.
Yeah, I've heard that.
I'm never going on one of those. I've never been on one of those. I'm never going on one of those.
I've done one once. They were awful. No way.
I don't mind roller coasters. Some of them I think are really fun, but the worst part is when you're going down
Yes.
and your stomach like feels like it's going up to your throat
Yeah.
because you have
Oh,
0
yeah.
G's or whatever. And that's all that ride is.
Yep.
And also you're like a million feet in the air when you
Yeah.
go up all the way. And then it's not just one drop, like they keep going.
Several
multiple
drops.
times.
Yeah.
So that does not seem fun to
And
me
my
at all.
statement I made earlier about me skipping out on all amusement park rides,
Yeah.
well, the part where you're just riding around is fine.
Yes.
But then once you start going upside down or taking those big drops, like
Right.
you said, that feeling is just not for
Yes.
me.
Yes, I think that also I went to Hershey Park.
I've been there,
last
yep.
year, and we went on a couple that were like not super crazy,
Mm-hmm.
and they had like a rating of like if you only want a medium amount of thrill, if you're like a huge thrill seeker. And that was honestly really helpful because then I could be like, okay, I don't want to be like
Low thrill for me,
scared out of
please.
my pants. Like I want to be like excited but not super like scared. So it was good to have the like
I didn't know they had that.
kind of gauge of I think we like looked it up online too, and they might have it might have just been online where they were like this is medium thrill or this is like expert level thrill or whatever it was, but Yeah, the one that I actually really like is, you just sit in like a seat and it basically just spins you around like this, like kind of slowly. And there's like 100 seats on all sides of
I
it.
think I've seen one of those, or maybe even rode on one.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
It's like a ride that like kids go on.
Okay,
usually.
well, more my speed then.
Yes, honestly, it's so fun.
Yeah.
But you are just kind of in a seat with like one strap holding you in, so it does not feel very secure. But
No.
it definitely feels less scary than a roller coaster. So that's
Well,
the
'cause
kind of ride that I like.
The roller coasters go up hundreds and hundreds of feet.
Right.
So that's the part that
And
gets
are
me.
like hundreds of miles an hour.
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
know if it's hundreds of miles an hour.
We
but
might be
that's what it
exaggerating a
feels
little
like.
bit, but yeah, it feels that much.
Yes.
Yeah.
But that's okay because we're not forcing you to go on any roller coasters.
Yep.
Also, this just reminds me we were talking today about Cam going up on that
For
Ferris
Omaha,
wheel.
yeah.
Yes. So we're not forcing anyone to do that. He did that under his own volition. No one
He was
asked
not
him to do
forced.
it.
Okay, we did
Right.
not hold him, hostage to do that.
Yes. And even though he was terrified, but it made good content, I guess. On
Yeah.
YouTube,
It did.
so.
It did. I watched it back. I thought it was hilarious. I
I
wasn't
think
even
so
in
too.
town.
Yes.
So
And we have the America 250 wheel coming to Charleston
Yep.
for the America 250 celebration that's going on there in July. So I don't know. Maybe we'll have him go on that too. We'll send
maybe
him
we'll
down
just
to
throw him down there to Charleston and have
Yes.
him go on that too.
just to go on the wheel. I don't know if he would do that one. Apparently,
Let us know on Facebook or on
If they-
YouTube if
yes,
we
if
need
you
to
want
send
that.
Cam to
Yes.
Charleston. Please let us know.
I don't know if he'd want. I don't know if he would
I don't think he would. but-
because isn't it like the largest Ferris wheel, movable Ferris wheel ever to exist?
So
or
Morrissey
something
said
like that?
today that it's the largest of its kind, which means it's a portable Ferris wheel.
Yes.
So
that's what it was. Yes.
I don't know how that is in comparison to a not portable
Stationary.
stationary
Right.
Ferris wheel, but still 230 feet in the air.
Right.
So
I mean, that's like I can't even imagine it. That might be a little bit too high to convince Cam to go.
how high was the one in Nebraska? Do you know?
I don't know, but I assume. Well, that one might have been stationary though, so maybe it was that high. I guess I'm not. I don't know.
Or higher? I mean, he said it was the largest in the world. The one in Charleston
Right.
was.
So it probably
So-
is bigger than the one that was in Omaha.
Yeah.
But well, we'll see. Maybe we'll send Cam down there just to ride it.
Oh man.
He can do a live shot from
Yes,
from
please.
the Ferris wheel.
Live in fear from the top of the Ferris wheel.
Yes,
No, that'd be awesome.
exactly. Well, that's all we have for you guys for your daily rundown today. But if you want to see what other people think about
Mm-hmm.
amusement park rides, make sure to watch the First at 4 today. And if you want to know more about our top headlines and more about what our reporters are working on, we didn't even mention Robert, what he's working on today. So you'll have to tune in for that.
That'll be a surprise for you then.
Yes, he also did 2 stories today, so we have a lot of local reporter content for you as well on the First at 5. But you can tune in then or all of our evening broadcasts tonight to see that. But again, happy Friday. I'll give one last pitch to Come See, Come From Away, which is the show I'm in. I have to do it one more time because we close this weekend. So,
Yeah, your last weekend.
yes. And Zach saw it, and what did you think?
On Wednesday, I saw it and it was excellent. Fairmont State, not sponsored, wanted to say that. They put on a great production, all their productions. I went and saw Mamma Mia last year that Roxanne also, was in, and all their productions are wonderful at Fairmont State. Definitely recommend if you have a chance this weekend, go out and see it.
And I
It was
didn't even
awesome.
force him to say that, you guys.
That was not sponsored and not forced by Roxanne to say.
Yes. But if you want to support local theater, we will be there this weekend if you need something to do.
Yep.
Okay, we'll let you go now. But make sure to tune in to our news broadcast tonight for more about our top headlines and everything that we talked about today. Happy Friday. Hopefully this weekend is not too hot and humid for you.
Yeah.
We will see you back here again on Monday. Thanks for watching.